21 Jahre ist er jung, er kommt aus Strausberg, hat zuletzt für Deutschland beim World Cup of Darts an der Seite von dem Maximizer Max Hopp das Viertelfinale erreichen können. Die aktuelle Nummer 2 in Darts Deutschland. Herzlich willkommen hier in Hamburg, The Wall, Martin Schindler! Spielt auch mit seinen Muskeln und er muss ran gegen die Nummer 5 der Setzliste hier von Hamburg. Ein 8-maliger WM-Teilnehmer hat im vergangenen Jahr seine ersten beiden PDC-Titel einfahren können. Die aktuelle Nummer 18 der Welt, der Rockstar Joe Cullen.
Well, it has been an interesting afternoon session here on Saturday in Hamburg. The European Darts and Matchplay has seen seeded players Simon Whitlock and Johnny Clayton fall at the first hurdle, along with Mervyn King, beaten by a super surge from Paul Rowley. 4 consecutive ton-plus finishes, all in legs, where Mervyn King was on checkouts waiting to win, but he went through. Gerwyn Price made it through, the only seeded player to do so, because Robert Thornton has just knocked out James Wilson too. When we looked at the fixtures at the start of today, you could have made a case for all the seeded players progressing, but it's not going that way at all. The seeded player in this pair is Joe Cullen, and he did beat Martin Schindler last time they met in Germany, but it was close and it was chaotic, and Joe Cullen clashed with the crowd in Sindelfingen. And there's no malice between him and Martin, but it will be interesting just to watch. We need Cullen cam in this match. On the microphone, it's myself, Chris Murphy, and Paul Nicholson, a man who's not averse to clashing with crowds himself.
Had to bring it up, didn't you?
Well, you didn't see the eye roll that Paul Nicholson just gave me, but I think I'm in trouble after this one.
Nah, you're all right, mate.
100.
This is a delicious game. Can't wait to call this in. Schindler played very, very well yesterday, I feel, against Mario Robert. Mario didn't play his best game, but Schindler was very good. But Joe has just shown why he's the seed, the number 5 seed. Joe's got this remarkable ability of winning on Saturdays. It's one of the reasons why he's the number 5 seed. He doesn't seem to come to a European event and not get any ranking money.
6 European Tour events out of 8, Joe Cullen has reached the quarterfinals in 2018.
Very good.
The most frustrating one was perhaps his best run, where he reached the semis and then lost a horrible last leg decider against Gerwyn Price, who went on to lose to the final against Johnny Clayton in Austria.
Treble 16 for Joe. Still on 19 elite tops, but yeah, Joe was devastated after that. I saw him backstage and he was a mess. But yes, he was a mess, but one thing's for sure, he knows how to rebound. Just goes to show he wants it. He wanted that leg and he got rid of that really quickly. The reaction in the crowd was really funny. It was almost respectful for the fact that Joe was on the double. They wanted to stop cheering the 180 so that he could have a clean shot at tops, and it didn't take him long.
He did go on to reach the quarterfinals as well when he beat Martin Schindler in that 11-leg thriller in Sindelfingen. But again, he was devastated at defeat against Danny Noppert in the last 8.
And they've had a couple of good tussles this year on the Euro Tour. I haven't seen the last of Danny Noppert either.
That event was won by Michael van Gerwen, who will be in action tonight, taking on Ryan Joyce. Van Gerwen is a man who seems to bring out the best in Martin Schindler, who throws everything at MVG at World Cups, but still ends up losing.
I just think it's remarkable the progression of Martin since he was a steward at one of these events, and he's become
32.
one of the best dart players in Europe.
Yeah, the wall is certainly building a big future
134.
in the game of darts. And Joe Cullen, well, he heard the boos and he gave a little backwards tilt of the head.
I'm not so sure that was for Joe.
Yeah, I don't think it was, but he was facing the way of the board and wouldn't know that.
140.
Well, Joe's mentality right now has been very, very good indeed.
137.
Face forward, no celebrations, no bravado. Just getting on with the job in a professional manner.
Well, there are a couple of reasons why Joe Cullen took such relish in winning that match against Schindler in Sindelfingen. As he looks at double 16 or double 8 to double his lead.
66.
And I will give you those reasons after this leg, because it could all turn here.
It could. 128 is very gettable. Another treble 18. Oh, only just over the top.
88.
Cullen can't afford to miss double 4, and he doesn't miss this very often. Well, what do you know? He needs double 2 and he gets it. As soon as I started that sentence, I thought, why have you done that, Paul? You've given him the curse. He was good enough to come up and hit double 2 and get that 2-0 lead.
Well, when you've got a double with 3 darts in your hand, it doesn't matter which one you hit it with. But yeah, the couple of reasons why Cullen was so delighted to defeat Schindler at the European Darts Grand Prix. One was, of course, the
100.
hostile atmosphere he suffered from the crowd there. But the second was that the only previous time they met, Martin Schindler had beaten him 6-0. The UK Open qualifier earlier this year.
I can't think of many players who have ever beaten Joe 6-0. He's not the kind of player that loses the first few legs and completely gives up. He's a gritty player. Plays on rhythm. There's no stopping point in that action. And I think that's one of the things that helps him to score heavily. Obviously not in that visit, but over the last couple of years, where he's really been a threat on the European Tour, he's scored very, very heavily.
He's just outside the top 16 in the world rankings, Joe Cullen. And he feels, or has felt for the last couple of years, that he should be taking that next step, and probably the logical step is to win one of these European Tour events, having already won a couple of floor events.
I agree. I think the next step is to win one of these, but potentially, the way he plays, could be a very large threat at Blackpool. If he can go deep there, it'll be just as financially rewarding as winning one of these. Which titles he wants. He's only got 2. Maybe could have had a couple more, but he really wants to add to that title.
Well, it's interesting because his prowess on the stage on the Euro Tour is there for everybody to see, but he hasn't really had many big runs at TV events. The only standout one is the quarter-final run at the UK Open a couple of years ago.
Who knows? Big TV run might just be a couple of weeks away.
Well, Schindler is a couple of legs behind already and looking to halve the deficit, but he's made it harder for himself. Can put it right by landing double 16.
That was a good recovery to get that treble 17. But now Joe looking at treble 18. He gets that, so 2 darts at 8. Only needs 1. And it's 3-0 England against the German. Any idea who Martin Schindler supported football? He's from Berlin, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, how much of a football fan he is. It could be a question that can be asked.
Absolutely. Well, there's no disputing who Joe Cullen supports. He's got a red devil on the collar of his shirt.
Yep, a Yorkshireman supporting Man United.
Someone supporting Manchester United who's not from Manchester. Shocking. 180 from Schindler on a pinhead.
One of a couple of players who were flying the flag for West Yorkshire. James Wilson from Huddersfield, Joe Cullen from Bradford. But he's having a happier time so far than the lethal biscuit who kind of crumbled against a thorn in the previous match.
Yeah, there were some moments in that match that James Wilson will want to forget. But knowing James, we'll move on to the next challenge. He's going to Blackpool next. He's got a couple of weeks to get right for that.
139.
Good visit from Schindler to leave a two-darter. And Cullen cannot leave a finish, so a little bit of breathing space for the first time for the German. And it'll be double 16 to get his first leg on the board. And he, like Joe in the last leg, only takes two darts for the two-darter.
Well, a week ago in Copenhagen, at this stage, Joe Cullen averaged around 110 in a 6-3 success against Madas Razmar. He's nowhere near that standard so far today, but it has been a fairly dominant display up until Schindler taking that last leg. And I'm just looking at the averages, looking at some of the performances this afternoon. I think that for a variety of reasons, a lot of players are struggling on that stage.
It's been a bruising week.
Fatigue, heat, for some pressure of
59.
pursuit of major tournaments, one in particular, and the fact that for many of these players it will be their last chance to play competitive darts, or at least ranking darts, for a couple of months, and nobody wants to go out with a poor performance and a heavy defeat, and that might be telling a little bit as well.
Yeah, that's right. Joe should be feeling maybe as fresh as some of the top seeds, because he did have a holiday recently where he was snapped by his wife Tony driving a boat. What is it with dart players and boats at the minute? Van Gogh was on a boat the other day.
58.
Cullen's been seen with a trilby on, driving a boat. They're earning too much money at the minute.
It's the Instagram lifestyle, Paul. It's not what it seems. We won't even get started on Raymond van Barneveld's Instagram account.
Oh. Van Barneveld's a bit like Judith Chalmers at the minute, all over the States. 170 for Cullen. Trying to leave double 18 with another one of those, and he does so. That's a wonderful dart. And after that commanding leg last time from Schindler, Cullen has rebounded brilliantly. But he has to get this now.
Well, on a boat a few weeks ago, double nines continue the cruise. Oh, but he's
gone overboard. A chance that Schindler did not expect to get.
Yeah, the wall cost the life jacket by Cullen. Double top. Double 10. But he's firm the chance.
Can't afford to do that. Can't give Joe Cullen two cracks at the whip. Will it be double 2 again? It's come to his aid again. He can't believe he's missing double 4. Probably the best double 4 hitter in the world.
I'm just giggling for the fact that you said that, and he's missed it with both attempts. But I said earlier on that I thought most seeded players would win today, so I've got no room to talk.
Delightfully unpredictable darts.
Predictably unpredictable.
140.
But this one is going the way of the number 5 seed. And I will say that the crowd here in Hamburg have given Cullen the very best of order.
And maybe most of them don't remember the game that they had in Sindelfingen. If this game was played in Sindelfingen again, I think the crowd will be slightly different.
been support.
When the dart is over, I think the crowd have been absolutely exemplary.
93.
A couple more matches to come in this afternoon session. Kim Hybrex takes on Chris Dobie in a very significant clash for the World Match Play.
140.
And here at the European Match Play, Darren Webster and Luke Humphries will close the show, as Cullen looks to put on a show.
Games from the sixth leg, Joe Cullen.
What a great finish. And Schindler looks like he's been jabbed a lot in this contest. Cullen playing like he's got a dinner reservation at 4:15.
Well, it hasn't been the brightest battle between this pair, but that finish was certainly a diamond in the rough.
135.
Not quite up there with the exploits of Paul Rowley earlier on, is it? 4 consecutive ton push checkouts.
60.
Yeah, Paul Rowley having arguably the greatest week of his career so far.
Speaking about the heat factor, obviously heat causes perspiration and
137.
differences with gripping the darts for some players, and I had a quick chat with Rowley in the practice room after that, and Paul said that a strange situation where when he was going for scores he couldn't release the dart properly because there was just too much grip.
Yeah.
But when he was going for finishes, he didn't seem to feel that.
99.
I always found that in these really hot atmospheres my hands would swell a little bit, so it was like I was playing with a latex glove on.
39.
It's very disconcerting. It's like you're playing with somebody else's arm and somebody else's hand, but the more you do it, the more you get used to it. Schindler went for treble 18 there, but a single 18 will leave him tops.
There you go, all you aspiring darters out there. If you're going to play in a hot temperature, put some rubber gloves on and practice at home.
I wouldn't recommend it. Tops for Schindler.
Give
Tops he gets.
Well, that was a break of throw too, so he claws a little bit of hope back.
Well, Schindler's been playing amazing darts on the development tour, hasn't he? He's number 2 in the rankings.
Yeah, and to win 2 tournaments in one day takes some doing.
It does. That's a long day.
Which is what Martin Schindler managed earlier this month.
Starting to realise the potential that he has, and I'll be honest with you, when he first started playing European Tour darts, I thought, yeah, you can play darts, but he didn't strike me as one of those guys I thought would get to this kind of level. But he's playing better now than he ever has, and he's got an amazing amount of respect from the pros, from the officials, from the staff. And Germans love him.
Well, he wants 81 for a third leg, and his best.
57.
Doesn't matter. Also think, Paul, and I wonder if you agree, that he's been very good for Max Hopp in taking a little bit of the burden.
Oh yeah. Max needed a teammate at the World Cup that he could rely on and trust in. He's got it in Martin Schindler, someone who has a very high level indeed. That was a great leg of darts, which could have been even better. Cullen has opened the door in this leg.
Yeah, it's a little bit uncomfortable for Joe all of a sudden, because Schindler has sparked,
85.
and Joe Cullen will know that the German will get encouragement from the crowd the closer it gets. We've had this conversation throughout the weekend. If you just go up there and beat them out of sight, then you're not going to have that problem, but the closer it gets, the more the crowd will become a factor.
44.
Of course. It's just natural how Joe would look to get rid of this match in this leg. He's having trouble finding that 60 though.
39.
Maybe there's a little bit of perspiration on his mitts now.
Yeah, not caused by the heat.
Pretty much level pegging.
And one big visit from either player
97.
to put this leg in the palm of their hand.
That was an important treble 19. Just to keep Martin at arm's length
Might be treble 20, hit treble 20 there. You'd have thought he'd have gone for the ball with the last start.
Yeah, poor board management there from Martin. Should have gone bull with that second one. Hit a 20 then, you cannot leave a finish. It's impossible. You get a 25, you can.
Well, Cullen does leave a finish. It will be a ton plus check out to file alongside the 128 in leg 6. And it's 126 to win the match.
Trying to bend it around that one. Hasn't got it. But he has left the double. He's left the Mensa. This place will go bananas if he hits this. That's a good first one. He pulled that one, and he honestly thinks he's not getting another shot. He thinks it's over.
Well, it's a famous quote, isn't it, Paul, in England against Germany? They think it's all over.
First time they've got involved in a real way on Joe's throw.
Yeah, couldn't finish the sentence.
Yeah.
It's not yet.
Well, Joe had to know that it was going to happen. But Martin's still got to convert this 74. If he does, I feel they're going to be on Joe's case for the rest of the match.
This is tricky. Slight step across. Is it enough?
54.
Well, it was enough because he got out of the way of the dart, but couldn't find the right weight.
Double 2 again.
Well, it was aggressive from Joe Cullen, that dart at double 7, and double 2 comes to his aid for the 3rd time in the match. Didn't get involved this time with the crowd. A respectful handshake for Martin Schindler, but Joe Cullen moved through to the final day of action here at the European Darts Matchplay. Schindler heads out just as Mike Langendorf did earlier on. It's over to Max Hoff and Robert Marjanovic for German hopes tonight. Cullen moves through, and we're going to have a quick word with him. Stay tuned for that, because it could be interesting.
Und der sich freut, dass ihr da alles gegeben habt. Congratulations, Joe. You have so many friends here. Good atmosphere.
Yeah, to be fair, the crowd was really good. I sort of kept them quiet early on, but it was an awful game. Like the last time me and Martin played, it was a lot more fiery both sides. It was an awful game. I'm just happy to get a win. That's it.
Okay. Different thing. Is England to be able to get a world champion? You're a football fan, aren't you?
I'm a football fan, but I'm not an England fan. I'm a Man United fan, and I can't bring myself to support Liverpool and Manchester City players. So
why not? Why not an England fan? What's that?
No, I just can't support them. I was going to support Germany, but they're out as well. So
they were pretty good this year.
But yeah, I don't care. As long as I'm doing well, I don't care.
Okay. See you tomorrow, Joe. Thank you. Joe Cullen.